Welcome to this presentation by Permutable AI of the R2 trading support platform. What you're seeing on the screen right now in front of you is the heat map that's generated by the platform. This is searching the entire oil market at the moment across all the spreads, looking for opportunity. The green panels on display here are where we see a strong signal on the upside. The red panels are where we see a strong signal on the downside. And here the white areas indicate that these particular contracts have no particular signal that is obvious. So how is all that being driven? Well, the system is driven off these settings on the right-hand side. So here there are 6 layers of settings from signal type at the bottom of the list here, which includes the types of charting signals that we're looking at in particular here. So examples are triangles, channels, ascending and descending, double tops, those kinds of classical charting symbols which are pre-built into the system. Intervals in this case running from 15-minute intervals through to long intervals of day longs and further. Security types. So in this particular case, we're looking at the oil market, although the platform's applicable across any market, including FX, commodities and equities. Here, the individual contract types for those in the oil market they will recognize them. So CLZ and QSZ, the particular contracts within the across the barrel. And then within that as well, if you bring it up a layer, there's a set of asset groups here. So CO, CL. You'll recognize some of those in the security names. Again, those that trade this market will know those. Contract types. So at the moment, we're showing spreads. We could add in cracks and price, so different contracts within the market priced in different ways. And then finally, the sector. And as I said, we're showing you oil. We could add in other sectors here. So, for example, we could add in Forex and apply the filter, and the system will now go and add in Forex opportunities across here as well. We'll take that off for now. So what's this actually showing you? Well, what it's doing is the engine is running across the entire market in real time and looking for opportunity based on these particular settings here. So you could change these settings. You could decide to actually reduce an interval or to increase an interval in order to actually see something that's happened in real time. So we take out perhaps some of the longer intervals here, reapply, and we'll see a different set now. So this is now a narrower view, just the more real-time signals. And if I switch on the graphing, it'll show you what the actual engine's discovered. So here are individual graphs showing you time series of data. These are the channels that we spoke about. In this case, these are channel ups, and here's the price action within that channel, within bounds, and then we have a breakdown of the channel. So the system's identifying a breakdown and advising the trader that breakdown is maybe of interest to them. We can drill into an individual pattern here. So in this particular case, this is a down channel, as we see here. If we open this up fully, we should be able to come through into the actual chart itself. All of this is being drawn by the machine. So classically, this would have been drawn manually by somebody on the charting technology, but here this is all being driven by the machine entirely, and it's giving you a view that there's an opportunity in this particular space. So the system today is used primarily on professional trading desks in the oil, commodities and FX markets. And what we're looking to do is extend this platform into the retail market. It's clearly very advanced, and it can do even more. It can actually allow you to draw particular patterns, and it will search for those patterns that you've drawn. So it's actually able to learn what you're looking for as a trader. But we feel that's a little bit too much for the retail market. So what we've been working on is the possibility of reducing the presentation of the technology to something simpler. We have an example which I can show you now. So if we flip over to an example here of the same technology, but presented in a slightly different way. So here the heat map has been replaced in the top left here by a set of opportunities. The graph is pulled through depending on which particular opportunity you're looking at. So here you'll see something very similar to what we were looking at before, a down channel with a particular breakout point. The settings are still available on the right. These are all pre-canned and available out of the box. And in discussions with partners, we've potentially looked at the opportunity of pushing this all further back so that you would actually be looking across the entire landscape of patterns and available asset types for any particular broker. But then all of the settings will be pushed further into the back of the platform, again, simplifying it for the end user. That would mean that only the best opportunities were available for display at the top here on the left. Obviously, if you're looking at this on a mobile platform, you would then drop the graphing as well, and you'd be left with a simple set of rows of opportunity with signal strength and potentially win chances, as we'll come on to describe. So in discussions on the possible backtesting technologies, so this is a output from the AI backtesting engine. In this case, the machine has been given a set of entry and exit points to test across the entire timeline of that particular price sequence. Here it's showing positive return in the green boxes, negative in the red boxes, so you'd have lost money in these timeframes here. And then an overall result. This is obviously a little bit difficult to see. I realize the scale, but the parameters here are fully adjustable, and the system can actually automatically provide what it sees as the best parameters based on backtesting. And again, this is obviously too complicated for a mobile setup. We'd be looking at actually running this in the background and providing a single metric out to the end user. So the final idea brought together on a mobile would be for some sort of example of a list of assets, opportunities, and a potential win ratio based on the backtesting. Everything underneath these numbers is configurable, and everything can be changed and delved into by more advanced users. But from a very high level, what the platform we believe is able to do is provide you with opportunity and provide you with some analysis as to how that opportunity would have been realized had you have entered the trade at various points in the past. That would lead on to the buy and sell short options. So if effectively giving people, giving users an easy transition to trade that particular opportunity, and we hope giving them some insight into new areas that they perhaps hadn't traded in the past. So, for example, if there were no strong signals in an area of equities where they're used to trading, but there were some strong signals in a crypto market or an FX market, we hope that we'll be able to get a user to look at those markets knowing that they are comfortable with the way the metrics run in a market they understand. Architecture, the platform is fully cloud hosted. This is an AWS setup on the back end. We're able to offer all of the outgoing assets that you've seen on the screen at both data level, and if required, we'd obviously provide the UI that we've generated as well. You'd be free to build your own UI on top of it. These APIs are available now, and indeed are in use today. In terms of data, the raw data is able to be provided from the exchange. If you have existing relationships with exchanges, then we can pivot the data to use your particular exchange. Alternatively, if you wish us to provide you with that data flow, then that's a possibility as well. The platform can be individually set up for each individual customer so that all of the operation of the platform is entirely specific to your instance. Thank you very much for listening to the presentation. And if there is any questions, please contact John Slinn, that's SLINN, at Permutable AI, and I'd be pleased to provide you with some more information. Thank you very much.